Hi friends, it's Friday and it's Miss Stephanie and I'm here with fun books for you for Friday Family Storytime. I hope you came ready to read because I'm super excited. Let's get our hands warmed up and get ready to wave hello to each other. We wave hello like this. We wave hello like this. With all our friends at story time, we wave hello like this. Hello, it's so good to see you. I hope you're ready for some more fun stories because I'm super excited to share the ones that I found with you today. The first one I have is called My Day with the Pannier, and it's written by Tammy Charles and illustrated by Sarah Palacios. So let's see if we can figure out what the Pannier is. Do you know? Look at this cute little dog. Reminds me of my dog at home. In the hills of Port-au-Prince in Haiti, Maman's voice, sweet like mango, sings to the sky. Fennel, she calls, would you like to go to the market with me? Yes, I say. My little sister cries, me too. Another time, Petit, your day will come, but today is Fennel's turn. Ooh. Maman wraps her hair in a silk mouchoir, brighter than the Caribbean Sea. I twist my sun yellow scarf into my braids, but it doesn't look as good as hers. Mama tightens my mouchoir, then she places the pannier on her head. What did she put on her head? It's a basket. More than anything, more than I want to wear the finest silk in Haiti, I want to carry the basket like Mama does. May I try? Slowly, Mama says. My toes start to prickle. I dash for the door. Boom! The pannier falls and crashes to the floor. Maman takes up the pannier and we start on our trip. Bye-bye, Naima. Bye-bye, Gran. See you soon. Maman says, when I was your age, my maman would say, Titi, Zoiseau, Fenichli. Little by little, the bird builds its nest. Not everything is learned fast. My heart sinks like a shooting star in the midnight sky. If only Maman would give me one more try. On our walk to market, Maman's tall like an arrow pointing to the clouds. Her hips sway, but the pannier doesn't move. Look around, fellow. Our neighborhood will show you the way. The tap-tap bus chug-a-lugs by, carrying people with sun-beaten faces, full of laughter, louder than a rooster's crow. Compa music echoes through the wind. To carry the pannier, we move gracefully, even under the weight of the sun and the moon. But more than riding the tap-tap, heavy with happy people, more than moving to the compa rhythms, I just want to carry the pannier. May I try again? Titi, not just yet, Titi, build your nest. I really like the pictures in this book. We walk past colorful walls, swirls of blue like a cloudless sky, green and red like the coffee plants sprouting at our feet. To carry the pannier is to be strong. Even after the earthquake shook Haiti to pieces, these walls still stand. Like the pannier stays on your head, Maman claps. That's it. But more than the colorful walls, still standing, painted blue, green, and red, I want to grab the pannier, place it on my head. May I try now? Titi, almost there. We reach the market, and there's food everywhere. Sacks of potatoes, round like the moon, fat pumpkins, yellow, orange, like the sun. Famille, Cousin Yolene sings out. She owns the vegetable stand. Maman pulls out some gourds to pay Cousin for our food. Into the pannier, our dinner goes. I see mothers and daughters walking like they have gold in their shoes. Their feet are graceful, their panniers are still, even as the wind swirls through the city. Mama holds my hand. To carry the pannier is To care for our family, I say. Mama smiles, banana wide. A big smile. The sun dances across the sky, the tap-tap chug-a-lugs by. Women pack their goods, close their shops, and we begin our walk home. Mama, more than the sun and the stars far away, I'm ready to carry the pannier. Mama stares down with honey brown eyes. Is it here? She helps me with the mouchoir and then places the pannier on my head, so heavy I can barely stand. The pannier wobbles, bobbles, and crashes to the ground. Vegetables fly everywhere. My heart sinks like a shooting star. I do not want to give it another try. But Mama will not hear it. It's okay, Fallon, she says as she helps me load the pannier again. Teep-teep, build your nest. Mama returns the heavy basket to my head. With my back like an arrow, I take one step, another and another, not too fast. And little by little, I feel myself stretch to the clouds. I walk like a queen. I walk like Mama all the way home. The sun kisses the moon. Bonsoir as we reach the door. What does the pannier mean to you, Fallon? With my feet planted in the cool sand, I say the pannier means we are graceful when the load is heavy. We are strong even when the earth is not. We are family, fed from love. Le bon, that is good. The door swings open. My turn! Naima jumps for the pannier. Teep-teep, build your nest, I say. What nest? I'm not a bird. Mama and I sing in laughter to the blue-gray sky. Oh, little sister, I will show you. Soon you'll have your day. And there's an author's note at the back that can tell you a little more about the act of carrying a pannier or a basket, and a little more about Haiti. The illustrations are beautiful, and I really like the story. I think that's a great, great book. Are you ready for another story? I have another really beautiful book. It's called The Lost Package, and this book is set somewhere entirely different. This book, oh my gosh, the lights went out, you guys. How do I turn the light back on? There it goes. Can't read books in the dark. All right, The Lost Package. It's written by Richard Ho and illustrated by Jessica Lennon. Like other packages, this one begins as an empty box. You can see there's nothing inside it. It was packed with great care, sealed tight, and given a personal touch. So I can see that she has a poster of San Francisco. There's some clues in this bedroom. At the post office, it was weighed, stamped, labeled, and loaded onto a truck. Like other packages, it was taken to a building with wondrous machines. Machines that zip mail through a maze of moving belts. Machines that tumble and separate, scan and measure, sort and route. Like other packages, this one headed to the airport. I guess it was going far away. There's the truck. But before it got there, uh-oh, it's loose. That truck went in that pothole. It flew and then flew right out the back of the truck. Now, it was lost in the big city. Can we even see it? Oh, it's all the way down there. Like other lost packages, this one seemed hidden, invisible, until it was found. Who found it? Can you see? The package was tattered and muddy, but its destination was clear. Like all packages, this one was sent with hope. What's happening? Looks like they're packing up a moving truck, but they're taking that box with their other boxes that neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night will keep it from being delivered. They drove all the way from New York City to San Francisco. They were moving. Not all packages travel the same road. Some get lost, some get found, but most end up where they are meant to be. That's cool. Oh, there's a note at the back of this book too, and talks a little bit about the United Postal Service. That's pretty cool. It's another really beautiful book. And I have a song that has nothing to do with the mail, but it has a box in it. And it covers this little guy. He's a turtle. I have a little turtle. He lives in a box. He swims in the river and he climbs on the rocks. He snapped at a minnow. He snapped at a flea. He snapped at a mosquito and he snapped at me. He caught that minnow. He caught that flea. He caught that mosquito, but he didn't catch me. That's funny. It has nothing to do with the mail, but the word box reminded me of how much I like that song. Now the next two books I have are not related. They're really nice books too, but I'm starting to think about spooky things and Halloween, and this book is called Hardly Haunted, and it's written and illustrated by someone named Jessie Sema, who did a nice book called Not Quite Narwhal. And this book is kind of nice too. Hardly haunted. There was a house on a hill, and that house was worried. I'm a house, thought the house. People are supposed to live in me, but no one did. You can see it's all empty. Which was pretty suspicious. I think, thought the house, I might be haunted. Do you think the house is haunted? The house did not want to be haunted. Who would want to live in a haunted house? If I'm on my very best behavior, she thought, maybe no one will notice how spooky I am. There's no hiding that I'm dusty and full of cobwebs. But if I hold still, maybe my doors won't creak. And if I keep quiet, maybe my stairs won't squeak. And if I stay calm, maybe my pipes won't rattle, rattle, rattle. This isn't working, she thought. I'll have to try harder. The house held her breath. She kept very still and very quiet and very calm. I think I'm doing it, the house thought, and she almost was, but then the wind came, rustle, rustle, rustle. It started with a scratch, 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 and a flicker of lights. Her foundation began to groan, and a gust of wind through her roof let out a howl into the night. Whoa, thought the house, that was fun. Once the wind had gone, the night was quiet, still, and calm, but the house did not have to be. She liked being noisy. Maybe she liked being haunted. But that didn't keep the house from feeling lonely. I'll just have to find people who like that I'm spooky, she thought. A family who will help this haunted house become a haunted home. Would you help it become a haunted home? That's when she saw them coming up the hill. Can you see them? They came inside. They made themselves at home. And the house on that hill was happy to be haunted. Squeak, squeak, rattle, rattle. I guess a ghost family is perfect for a haunted house. What do you think? I like that book. All right, you guys, we have time for another story. And this one is called Hugo Sprouts and the Strange Case of the Beans. I thought it looked kind of interesting, and it's illustrated, written and illustrated by John Lauren. Should we see what this one is about? Okay. I bet you have heard stories or read the adventures of wily young whiz kids or expert inventors. Well, this one's a whopper. You see, there's no doubt the cleverest was Hugo P. Sprouts. Why, nothing could rival his powerful passion to think up and tinker astounding contraptions. The self-timing toast bot, the flapjack-o-matic, the bubblegum jetpack, remote control haddock, invisible ointment, unmeltable ice, and the latest, his canine translation device. This is Ulysses, his pet wiener hound, who's quiet and thoughtful and close to the ground. You can see all the inventions. But despite all the theorems and figures he'd cracked, one problem still lingered, a big one, in fact. See, with 7 assorted Sprout sisters and brothers, young Hugo was smaller than all of the others. The older Sprouts kids, who were taller and thicker, always got picked to play kickball much quicker. He's simply too shrimpy, the pickers would snicker. The kid and his pup are just pitiful kickers. Trudging back home with his barely kicked ball, sighed Hugo, I'm tired of being too small, too young for the movies, too short for the rides. My bedtime is early, my cones are kid-sized. Things would be better, he wondered aloud, if I could be bigger, I figure. But how? Uh-oh, how is he gonna get bigger? Try this, said his pop with his mustache a-quiver. Eat up your lima beans, choke down some liver. The lights went out again, I don't believe it. It's so strange. Where were we? Okay. Just gulp these garbanzos and slurp some soy soup. Nope, some soy slop. And that's how you grow big and strong like your pop. They dripped with gross gravy that made Hugo flinch, but he gulped down a bean and grew not 1 inch. That does it, he grumbled. These beans are too slow. Let's fix up a quicker solution to grow. Off to the lab now, Ulysses, and hurry. Ulysses said nothing, but looked a bit worried. Plop went the beans in a simmering stew, and they cooked up a cauldron of gooey green brew. They toiled and troubled till 2 without stoppin'. At last they had boiled the perfect concoction. Eureka! Cried Hugo and threw back his head. He poured down some potion and skipped off to bed. Oh my goodness, what's gonna happen? He took a drink of his potion. Do you think it's gonna work? The very next day, oh, you have to see this picture. When they gathered for chow, the Sprouts' little kitchen seemed smaller somehow. How splendid, said Hugo. You know what this means? My potion's more potent than boring old beans. Come on, Ulysses, this growing thing's easy. Ulysses stayed quiet, but looked quite uneasy. He rode the puke looper and spinny go twist. He rode all the rides he was too small for before. He conquered the kickball game 50-6. He can kick hard now. He smashed the whole thing, the scoreboard. The kids were defiant. No way, that's unfair. You're pretty much giant. We hadn't a prayer. Hey, wait, Hugo quipped. Pretty much just won't do it. And he sipped up a drip of his potion and grew. He grew some more? Much better, he laughed as he gobbled up sweets. No kid-sized cone now. He's gonna eat the whole ice cream truck. Then caught the new movie in 62 seats. The usher was flustered. Get down, you big goof. You're nearly so huge you could bust through the roof. Nearly? Sneered Hugo. Why, that just won't do. And he swallowed a slurp of his potion. Uh-oh. You know what happens when he does that. And grew. He doesn't even look like Hugo anymore. He looks like a great big monster. The mayor was deep in a tub full of bubbles when news was delivered by phone of the trouble. The orchestra's flat, the juice bar splattered, my garden is squashed, our waffle shop's battered. Great Scott, cried the mayor, get Zooks and good gravy, send word to the army and get me the navy. I tell you it's urgent, come pronto, he gulped, a monster is stomping our city to pulp. Hey, you there, she hollered. Enough with this caper. You're almost as tall as the tallest skyscraper. Almost, roared Hugo. That simply won't do when he lifted the last drop of potion and... Stop! Ulysses, perched high on a swaying sprout's tower, had piped up at last with all his small power. He cried through the clouds with a face sad and somber. Please stop, that's enough. We can take it no longer. Can you see them? Bah! Hugo boomed and his gruesome teeth glistened. But now I'm the biggest, so why should I listen? Because, barked Ulysses, it's you most of all who knows what it's like being stepped on and small. Today you're the tallest, that much may be true, but yesterday you were the one in our shoes. So Hugo, despite your new height and your heft, you've proved you've got plenty of growing up left. With that, he walked off in a huff and a snort, and Hugo stood silent without a retort. And as he considered the things that he'd done, he felt a bit smaller with each passing one. Shrinking. So he set straight to work with some help from the Sproutses and fixed all the dents in the shops and the houses. He polished and prodded and mended and dusted and buffed all the scuffs of the stuff he had busted. At very long last, the whole town was restored and Hugo was finally kid-sized once more. That night, the whole city dropped in for a feast of Pop's three-bean salad with liver and beets. Now, Hugo, Pop cautioned, I really insist you never repeat a fiasco like this. No never, swore Hugo, I promise you, Dad. I'm through with that potion and beans aren't so bad. But where, pondered Pop, has that last drop got to? That's funny, said Hugo. I haven't a clue. Uh-oh, who drank the last drop? It's Ulysses. He's huge! Can you make a big bark like a great big dog? Woof, 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 woof. That's pretty funny. Well, I hope you really liked that story. I enjoyed it. And next week we won't have story time. We're going to take a short break because hopefully when we come back to story time we'll be in person instead of virtual. So I look forward to seeing you all back at the library really soon. Take care. Bye.